And so you keep affirming and you keep seeing small results, and then you keep affirming, and then all of a sudden you see these bigger, more grander results. Yes, robotic affirmations can 100% alter your reality. So I think it's really funny, this idea of robotic affirmations. This is something that I've been doing for a long time, but I didn't necessarily have the terminology of robotic affirmations. The way that I see it is auto-suggestion. And this is something I learned from Bob Proctor many years ago. And he goes into the idea of the subconscious mind, right? There are multiple ways for us to reprogram our subconscious mind, but one is through repetition of affirmations, aka auto-suggestions, aka robotic affirmations. So if this is a tool or a practice that you're thinking about using, I highly recommend it. And here's why. Many of us are reluctant to do affirmations, but one thing I always say is that when we are living our life, we always have some sort of background thought. There's always something going on in our mind. Even if let's say we're cooking, we're shopping, we're working, there's always something going on in the back of our mind. So why don't we, as human beings, as conscious beings, get in control of that thought process? And this is what robotic affirmations allows you to do. So instead of becoming the autopilot program, which is the subconscious program, which is essentially actually the inner child, right? And for many of us, what we know in our healing path is that the inner child is often quite wounded. And so when we become consciously aware of what we're thinking and we're actively shifting those thoughts on a daily and consistent basis, we're overriding those old programs. What begins to happen over time with doing robotic affirmations is you'll notice that your subconscious mind starts to take it on. So when you first begin, you're using your conscious mind to affirm something over and over and over again. But over time, the subconscious starts to believe it, starts to naturally pick it up. And if we look at it from a scientific perspective, you're firing neurons in your brain and you're creating new neural pathways. And so the more you think a thought, the more you build a ridge in that neural pathway, and the easier it is for your mind to go into that thought process, right? How many times have we had certain negative thoughts that we just can't stop thinking? And it's usually these sort of anxious, intrusive thoughts. Well, that's because we have these neural pathways in place that make it very easy to go back into those intrusive and anxious thoughts. So when we do robotic affirmations or when we do auto-suggestion, again, we're creating a new groove in the brain. And so the more we affirm, the easier it is for us to naturally go into that thought process. And when you start to automatically think something without having to consciously have that thought, that is now a subconscious program. And our subconscious program is creating the reality that we're seeing. So when you look at it from this perspective, it's quite easy for us to reprogram our subconscious mind. It's quite easy for us to alter our reality. But the real question is, why are we not doing it? And my personal opinion is that many people are not trusting that it's going to work. So if you don't have the level of trust or level of faith quite yet, I recommend just doing the robotic affirmations, just doing the auto-suggestion and setting maybe a time frame. Okay, I'm going to do this for a week or I'm going to do this for a month, and just committing to it, because what you'll notice is you'll start to see results. And the more you see results, right? So when we see something visually, this also helps us reprogram our subconscious mind. This is why visualization is so potent. So when you robotically affirm, and then you start to see results, they may be small. Usually they're very small at first, but it starts to solidify and strengthen that belief that it's working. And so you keep affirming and you keep seeing small results, and then you keep affirming, and then all of a sudden you see these bigger, more grander results. And over time, it becomes this new practice. And this is what allows us to, again, alter our reality. The process of this is actually quite easy, right? It's a matter of application. And if you can be consistent and if you can stay present enough to override those negative programs, you will see a shift in your reality. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys today. If you're interested in getting your own custom sleep hypnosis to reprogram your subconscious mind, the information is going to be down below. In addition, I do have a 3-week and a 6-week coaching program. If there is any area that you are really struggling with, I'm more than happy to help you get results. But I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Take care.